Hi, I'm Cameron Meredith with ADU West Coast. Today, I want to talk to everybody about um, basically analyze a property and explain why it's a good setup for adding an ADU. These videos are helpful. I'll go through some things on location, utility connection, parking, stuff like that. I do have a property here already up. It is here in Long Beach, so pretty close by to where I live. Actually, I live in Long Beach. Our office is in Seal Beach, but we're going to come up here and analyze this property. It was one I came across the other day online, and I just really stood out to me on why it's a good setup. So first off, we're going to do a bird's eye view from the Google Maps image. So number one, obviously location. If you're looking at buying this property, or even if you have this property that you already own and you're thinking about doing an ADU, it's great to evaluate the location. So we know you're going to get good rent on this if you were to rent it out. But as we zoom in here, I really like the setup and layout. And I'll tell you why, just looking at the bird's eye view. If we see here, and we'll go through some of the pictures, but this back half area right here, if you're looking at the screen and you can see my mouse, that is actually an oversized garage that equates out to about 1,000 square feet. So you can see here, there's a main street right here on Delamo. And then you have the street in the neighborhood, which is Silva Street. So my thinking and kind of what I thought when I was looking at this is, hey, look, you can do the split you can do a garage conversion of that oversized garage right here and almost have these properties, even though they're connected, you can almost have them split off. You can see once we go through the pictures, they're not connected totally, meaning that they're just connected by the roof. So they do have separation. But it's a perfect setup to have almost two separate yards, two separate units on this one lot. Another thing you don't really come across a lot of times is two streets. You might have a street on one side and alley access on the other, which is nice. But in this case, you do have street access and then another street access from the front. So if you were to separate these properties, you can have your tenants from this side or family from this side come in here, and then you can have the other family, whoever's renting out the front house, come in on this street. So it's almost two totally separate buildings where they don't even have to see each other. So I like that setup in general. But if we go through the pictures, let me go through here and pull it up. Give it a second here. It'll take a little bit to load. But while I'm pulling the pictures up, let's talk about utilities. So number one, the utilities looks pretty easy to connect. It's a raised foundation on the front house, which should be pretty easy to tie into. The electricity comes in from above, which comes in towards the back of the property, which is next to the existing garage space. So we'll go through some of these pictures here and kind of explain why it's a good setup. So you can see from the main pictures here, the front house is pretty nice, which is a plus. But, again, imagine if this was your house or you're looking to purchase it. But we're going to go through towards the end and scroll and see why, from the garage pictures and whatnot, why it's a good play for the ADU. And I'm sorry it's taking a while to scroll through these. But as you can see, it's a nicer home in the front. So you can see here, it is separated. There's a roof portion. That's why from the Google Maps, it looks all connected, but it is separated. So here's the front portion. If you were to come on this side of the property, if you're looking at my mouse coming in this way, this is that first garage area. So you can see here, the slab looks pretty good. You're a close distance to your main house, which is great for utility connection, as I mentioned. You can see the garage is in good shape. Not too many noticeable cracks or any major cracks in the foundation. Obviously, they got some drywall up, it looks like. So we can't see the interior of those. Let's see the next picture here. So it looks pretty good. Like I said, the condition of the garage, that's always something we're looking for once we, if we're converting it. Obviously, if there's any serious noticeable damage, we have to repair and replace some of that stuff. So the more we can use or utilize, the better it is for us. But you can see it looks like it's in pretty good condition here. And you can see it's an oversized garage. So that's why we like it. Your normal 2-car garage is probably around this area, which is anywhere from 350 to 400 square feet. So you can see how deep it goes. And then obviously back here, that's the back half of that garage, which you exit this way could be your entrance to this ADU. Okay. So if you go through here, you can see that. And again, the structure looks like it's pretty good. Okay. Another thing to take into consideration is the parking. So if we go up here and look at the map, again, we don't even have to, from this front area here in the front house, you have parking spaces right here in this driveway. And then what you could do is add parking spaces right here. So that would be accommodating for this back half property. It's always nice to have parking, even though it's not required for ADUs in most areas, because people could still park on the street. But again, it's going to be better for the tenants if they do have some parking area back there. One thing we do too is also we always locate a sewer where the sewer comes in. We always connect to the main. It looks like it could be a pretty easy connection to the main through the driveway. But again, your utility connection is always going to be something we look at. So I hope that helped on, why this is a good property. Again, I don't want to get into too much detail. I just kind of want to explain the setup, why it's a good setup, kind of some things that we look for when we're building ADUs. But again, very rare to have 1,000 square foot garage, which is really why this property really kind of jumped out at us, because you can squeeze in a 1-bedroom within that space, which your rent could obviously go up pretty high just from those 2 units for this area, which I actually have. I pulled that up. So if we're looking at, again, there's the property there. If we're doing a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, there's a $35.95 for that there, $32.95 for 3.2, $33.95 for a 3.2, $24.95 for a 3.2, $4,000 for a 3.2, $27. So you kind of get the idea of what stuff's going for over here. $3,095 for a 3.2. So you can kind of calculate your rents and what you're going to get if you are going to rent it out. But again, most people don't, a lot of people don't rent it out. Some move family members back, some do rent it out. But again, my point today is just to kind of analyze the property on why it's a good setup for an ADU. So I hope it helps. And, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. Feel free to, I'd be happy to help you all out. Also, feel free to like our page and subscribe. We try to put as much ADU content out as possible. If there's anything you want to know in particular, just leave a comment below and I'll put another video out soon. Thanks and have a wonderful new year coming up.